Okay, hello everyone. We are going to just take a minute while everybody is popping in here. Thank you for joining our Healy 101 product call. And if you want to drop your name and where you're watching from in the chat, we would love to hear from you. Hello from Miami, Florida. Good to have you on the call. Colette. Oh, she's starting the chat. Okay, we can see we've got quite a few attendees already and logged in here. So if you want to drop your name and where you're from in the chat, we would love to hear from all of you and say hi as we get this call kicked off. So in respect of everyone's time, we are going to get going fairly quickly here. So if you're just joining, welcome to Healy 101. Miguel from Mexico, good to have you on. We have Spanish translation. If for anyone that's Spanish, you want to make sure you click on the little globe on the bottom. Hello to Lou, good to have you on. Okay, so just want to introduce myself very quick. My name is Elisa Wickersham. I'm the country manager for Healy Canada. And I am super excited to be on this call hosting with Colette Schnabel. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Colette is a holistic biohacking mama who lives in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I love this part that when she was introduced to Healy, she knew nothing about energy and frequency and vibrations, because I feel like that is very similar to where I was when I joined Healy. And so she caught the vision, she educated herself, she has brought her business in the first year into all kinds of conventions. She's a speaker for well-known events that are going on, and her passion for frequency medicine opened doors like our Healy Rising Star Committee and Healy Field Advisory Board. So I am excited to turn it over to Colette. She has such a beautiful heart and such a charismatic personality and an amazing way of making everything so simple. So we are in for a real treat here. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Colette.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Elisa. And hi, Healy family. I'm really looking forward to sharing with you all today on the Healy Product 101 about the Aura module. And like Lisa said, I didn't know anything about energy, frequency, or vibration. So auras was an absolute no. And like chakras, I didn't even understand what they were. So today's topics that we're going to go over is what is an aura, the different layers in the aura, auras relating to chakras, the energy system, auras and colors, interpreting the aura analysis report, and performing Healy aura analysis. So when I got Healy, I had to really educate myself from the beginning, and I watched so many replays, read lots of books about the auras to fully try to comprehend ways of how I was going to be able to explain what our beautiful device was doing and the information it provides. And one thing that I have come to see from doing a lot of the events is the aura module is a really cool party trick. It's really cool with the amount of information that is provided in this analysis. And so a lot of people wanted that more than seeing some of the other types of scans that Healy could do. So this is why I really wanted to break it down to try to make it easily understandable, the information that's provided and how to explain it to people on a very easy way to deliver it to them. So let's just get started. And please always put questions in the chat. And if there's anything that if they can't answer, I'll take time to answer it, okay? So what is an aura? The human aura is made up of electromagnetic particles that radiate from the body. It holds all the positive and negative information from our past, our present, and our near future. It's our life force energy. And from this energy, the quantum sensor within the device can pick up everything that is us, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because our auras reflect our ever-changing moods, as well as our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. So one thing that I like to also share is that when you do these aura analysis, and maybe you're trying to make content of what this Healy can do to share to other people, and maybe you've forgotten to like make a screenshot, like, oh, that's so cool, but you forgot, and so you wanted to go back and do it again. But your aura, like it says, is ever changing every 15 seconds. So if I were to do an aura analysis right now, and then I do one again real quick, it won't be the same. So it's always changing, and different information that is showing up within blockages is provided within this analysis. So the aura is made up of 7 different layers based off of our chakra systems. And so I'm going to break this part down for you, because when we go through the scan, it will tell you the layer at which this information is being blocked. And so I like to understand what these layers are so I can explain it to my clients or prospects when I am doing this analysis. All right, so let me just move this box here. Sorry, there's trying to get all these things out of the way. Okay, aura layer 1, the physical and etheric bodies, their physical sensations. This is the densest of the subtle energy fields and is our electromagnetic body. It exists within us. It is around every cell and stores our vitality. It stretches 3 to 5 inches around the physical body and is associated with the base and sacral chakras. Aura 2, layer 2, is the emotional body, and this is governing personal feelings. The emotional layer is part of both the etheric layer and the lower astral layer, and is connected to our personal feelings and the sacral and solar plexus chakras. It extends 6 to 9 inches from the body. It's associated with the feelings about the self and those desires that would master us if we didn't control them. All the chakras except the crown and root open to this level, which carries our karma, our past life memories. It's most commonly associated with the solar plexus chakra. Layer 3 is the mental body, governing our thought patterns. This is part of the lower astral layer and lies 9 to 12 inches from the body. It's concerned with our rational and mental activity, which is constantly changing. Negative thought forms attract negativity, while positive thought forms attract positive influences in our lives. This layer holds all we have learned in our lifetime. Our thoughts have a direct relationship to how we feel, so this layer is associated with both the solar plexus chakra and the throat chakra. The aura layer 4, the astral body, governing unconditional emotions, a bridge between physical and spiritual layers. This layer extends 12 inches or more away from the body and connects to the heart chakra. It's associated with love and acts as a bridge between the lower chakras, connecting us to this physical life and higher chakras of our spiritual being. This is where all intuitive activity takes place. A great deal of subconsciousness interaction also takes place on this level, where there is no division between the soul and the personality. Or layer 5, the spiritual body, governs our ethic template and our higher will. This layer extends 2 to 3 feet from the physical body, and it relates to the interaction of the personality, the soul, and the divine will. This level is associated with learning to trust, so it's the level we tune into when we like someone or dislike them, and when we feel something is wrong. Our personality is a combination of all of our lives' patterns, both learned from experiences and those inherited from our DNA culture. This level reflects our everyday emotional and mental state. It is connected between the brow and the sacral chakras, as well as the throat. So here, when it is talking about, it's the combination of the life patterns that's learned from our experiences within life, but also inherited from our DNA. One thing that Ken Close has shared before, that I always share this when I'm teaching or analysis or speaking to a room before I do analysis on my clients, is I let them know that from the moment that the egg and the sperm meet, that's when they are bringing those DNA cultures together, that when those two life energy forms are forming. And so the information is now being stored within those cells, creating us. And so that is how ancestral and like parental, all these other traumas are passed down through our lineages, and that, you know, they'll show up in our aura scans. So when we get into the aura analysis, sometimes you might have someone that's like, well, this doesn't resonate with me, like this has nothing to do with me. So this is why it's important to understand of where it's coming from, and that we can share with them that, oh, this might be coming from your grandparents, or this could be coming from a past life. So it's all this information is stored in Healy, in its analysis it provides for us. Aura layer 6, the celestial body. It governs our emotional template and our higher feelings. This level is more subtle than others. It relates to our finer feelings and our divine qualities, such as unconditional love, compassion, courage, and higher aspirations. It's the plane of meditation rather than a thought, and of contemplation rather than analysis. It extends much farther from the body, so it can reach out as far as 5 feet. It's the level at which we connect with energies from other dimensions, such as those who have died and are spirit guides. It's the level of inspiration and the template for feelings about the self. The self is nourished at this level by the beauty of nature, music, art, meditation, and prayer. We need to appreciate others, honor and respect them, and feel grateful to them if we are to attain this level of consciousness. It connects the brow and crown chakras. That just sounds so lovely. It's like I want to stay in that layer. All right, and the layer 7 is the causal body, connecting our spiritual path and our universal energy. This is the layer that connects to the crown chakra, to the universal energy. At this layer, we can experience spiritual ecstasy and times when we felt our connection with the universe. This layer can extend far and wide. When our consciousness reaches this level, we are at one with the Creator. It's the strongest and most resilient layer, containing the main current that runs up and out of the spine, nourishing the whole body. This is the layer of pure creative thought. At this level of consciousness, we understand the perfect pattern of things and become enlightened. This layer also contains astral data bank for this lifetime, which is commonly known as the soul's purpose or life's purpose. It is connected to the crown chakra, but also the base chakra. So your aura relating to chakras. The word chakra means wheel in Sanskrit. Chakras are spinning energy vortices, which are funnel shaped with wider spinning ends interacting with the auric field, while the stem is embedded in the spine. So if you think of like a cone going in and out, like the point is into us, but it extends both front and back of us, coming out and around us. The 7 major chakras run down the center of the body, roughly aligning with the spine, and they interconnect with all the 7 levels of the aura, operating in both the etheric and astral fields. They are associated with different color, and they interact with the aura, influencing its colors. If your chakras are balanced and functioning efficiently, we are happy and healthy, and our auras are bright. If they are not, then we feel dull, fatigued, lethargic, frustrated, depressed, angry, and so on. And our auras will reflect this. The energy system. Chakras are like step-down transformers that convert subtle energy that is used by the hormonal, nervous, and cellular systems of our physical bodies. We fuel our bodies with air, food, and water, but the chakras also take in the subtle energy that surrounds us. Subtle energy is carried by the meridian system that connects the chakras also within our physical bodies to our auras and energy fields surrounding us all. Each of these major energy centers is concerned with a certain area of life relating to physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual states. Each one governs an aspect of the physical body and is associated with the endocrine glands, and each governs the etheric body via the nervous system. This probably sounds a bit complicated, but to put it simply, think about a local road network and imagine the meridians as the roads and the chakras and the traffic circles as the intersections. The energy comes in and moves and flows out. With the road and traffic circles and intersections can be small or large, depending on the amount of traffic, and the same is true with the meridian system. Sometimes the energies flow freely, but other times they get caught and stuck in traffic, just as happens to us if there's an accident or any road work happening. If we get caught into an accident, even just a simple cut, we give it attention by cleaning and putting a bandage on it, and within time it heals. A bad cut usually leaves a scar and on the physical body. If it's a serious accident, our bodies may carry physical scars, but they also carry emotional and mental scars that don't always heal. The traumas that we've suffered during our lives are basically like traffic accidents. The traumas get stuck in our bodies and reflect in our energy system, causing the same type of blockages as the car crash or road work. If there are blockages anywhere in our energy system, and either the chakras or the meridians, the energy is not flowing freely and we become tired, lethargic, and ill. Each of our major energy centers is concerned with a certain area of life relating to physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual states. As the person develops spirituality and begins to identify, heal, and release past traumas and negative patterns, the chakras and auras vibrate higher at a level that this can be sent, and their consent in and their spin patterns or chakras will change, and also the colors will change. So I just wanted to share a little more of how you can understand how it's all working as one big system. Just going to check the chat real quick. Okay, great. Oh, you're welcome, Lou. So auras and colors, all right? So when we do our analysis, it's always going to tell you the color of what it should be at, and then it will tell you at where the present state that this information is at, okay? The colors within the aura reflect what is going on within the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies of everyone and everything, either on a conscious or an unconscious level. So if it's showing up in red, it's often an indication of inflammation, whether it can be inflamed mood or an actual infection within the body. Yellow is often reflected as a person's intellect and a curiosity, as well as how emotional they may be. Blue can indicate a person is a good communicator. Black, people was like, oh, it's black. Indicates health challenges, unreleased grief, emotional and mental and spiritual blockages. White indicates enlightenment, meditation, and spiritual qualities, or a spirit guide is close by. Orange governs our sexuality, fertility, self-expression, imagination, creativity, and growth. Green, primarily seen as a healing color of calm, balance, nurturing, tranquility, and teaching. It can also represent jealousy, envy, smothering, and being overly responsible. Turquoise is associated with the communication and inner truth. It's expansive, expressive, avant-garde, and risk-taking. It's associated with networking, travel, freedom, and restlessness. Indigo, associated with intuition, spirituality, psychic awareness. They can be intense, idealistic, deep thinking, and deep feelings, also reserved and lonely with tendency to be rigid in their thinking. And violet indicates someone who has few boundaries. So the Healy Aura module. The Healy Aura module is scanning the 7 main chakra systems. The measurement is done in the field. It is not a physical measurement. We are not measuring the physical energy distributed by the chakra, but we are actually showing how much is the chakra filled with energy in the information field or in its morphogenic field. Also vice versa. If you send something back into the field to correct the chakra in its imbalance, you are also not doing a physical treatment here. It is not about a physical treatment. It is about balancing of the energy, or you would say it's a digital homeopathic sending or optimizing. We are tapping into the field. We are not physically touching the body of the person to get the parameters or to get something sent back. All right, so when we interpret an aura analysis report, so you will have your client already made, right? And you will go in and you'll hit the aura analysis. And what will show up first is you'll see their beautiful face with their aura all around. And then you can show them how the 3 lowest vibrating chakras and the information that it's going to be doing analysis on, okay? So this is what shows up after they hold the intention that their aura is strong and stable. And I'm going to this is how I break it down to people when I show it to them, okay? When I do aura analysis with people, I mean, I could be sitting with them for 15 to 20 minutes. You know, it kind of depends on the person. It is a lot of private information because it can pull up a lot of, you know, deep-rooted information that people will deeply resonate with. So I first of all tell them it can be personal. And so they can read through it. And if they would like me to help them understand more, or if they would like to discuss it with me, I'm here to support them. If I'm in a big event, like I just did an event this past weekend, and we were running kind of short on time, this is what I'm going to tell you now is what I kind of shared with them. And then I told them that I'll email them their analysis. And I also emailed them a little cheat sheet so they can break it down. And if they want, in the future, we can schedule another appointment. So when I will show them like their first page, and I'll break it down here. The first number is the relevancy, right? 0 or 1 to 100. It actually also can be a negative number as well, like negative 100. But so the relevancy is the active importance or need to focus on the issue. A negative relevancy means that while the issue is present, it's not activated, and therefore no immediate action is required. So some people might get like a negative 100%. Like, what does that mean? So it just means that it's a present issue. It's just not activated. And this is just more information for you to really understand and to recognize and to allow it to flow through. The next number, which is a 4 here, this is from 1 to 10, and this is the intensity. Intensity relates to how much the issue is affecting the client. A 10 indicates that there is a powerful influence that requires a lot of correction. 1 indicates that the client has already achieved a high degree of clearance in this issue, and there's only a trace amount left to deal with. So if I'm with someone, I'll say, 1 to 10, 10 being this is showing up, this is present in your life. Let's focus on this and let's work on, allowing some change. 1, 2, 3 through 4, you are aware of this. It's just not that present and you are currently working through it. Some simple ways to explain this to people. Excuse me. Okay, and then next is the dosage. The dosage relates to homeopathic potency, and the dosage of the treatment of the issue. So if you have a D, 10 through X, its values relate more to the physical issues that are manifesting. C, 100X is related more to the emotional mental issues. LM, 5000X, relates more to mental spiritual issues based on erroneous belief systems. I see a question in the chat. Maybe I'll get back to the question, okay? All right, so let's go to the next one. So this is the list of potencies. I'm curious if you guys are on this call, have you seen this before? Just type in the chat if you have had the opportunity to see this in the past. So this is a kind of like a cheat sheet that you can use to help break it down for the person you're doing the analysis with. Okay. So we have a list of potencies. These are ones that are always, you'll try to see these. If you see these are easy for you to explain to people where this information is coming in through, okay? You have not seen the list of potencies, okay. So 1E through 6 is just karmic information. 1E12 is from your parents. Information is passed down from your parents. E21, E24 is passed down from your grandparents, and 1E through 36 is ancestral. And then they'll have other numbers going here, 1 through 60, or I through LX is incoherence of actions. So you see here it shows wrong acting. And if you can see, we're showing here the physical body, your mental, emotional body, and the spiritual body here at LM. And then so 1 through 400, C through CD is an incoherence of thought patterns. 1000 to 2000, M through MM, incoherence in a lifestyle lack of trust. 10,000 through 100,000, incoherence in the life theme. And so when we have LM, that the mental spiritual bases are on erroneous belief systems. C is an emotionally charged but not expressed. D is well anchored, repressed for a long time. And again, we showed these, 1 being it's easy and it's going to quick to address, 10 substantial work to be done and to make it a priority. So now I'm going to show you a demo. This is a preloaded demo here. So I'm going to talk through it with you guys of how I would, as if this was yours, okay? And this is how I would break it down, all right? So first of all, again, this is 92% out of 100. So this is the highest relevancy, the top one that would be needing to address first. But 3, remember, this is the intensity out of 1 to 10. So 3 being that this person is aware of it and they have been doing work. LM, remember, is your mental, emotional states. So, and then X11, so if we go back here, LM, X11, this comes to do with wrong thinking, okay? Oops. And then going down here, we'll tell them that this is from their second chakra, it's their sacral chakra. It tells you the Sanskrit name. I'm not going to say them because I'll probably butcher it. And then here, this is the part that I like to really highlight, that this is coming from the emotional body. So if we go back, let's find the emotional body so we can remember what it said. The emotional body. The emotional layer is part of both the etheric and lower astral layer and is connected to our personal feelings. And what else? What are some good information? So this also, it carries out our karma and past life memories, okay? So again, these are going to be, I'll probably flip back and forth so we can kind of just have a little remembering of what's going on. Okay, and so, oops, sorry. Then the present state. This person lives out their own emotions through empathy. Now, one thing I always also remind people is that we are the only people who put judgment when we read this, okay? This is just pure information that's being held in our auric field, and the Healy is allowing us to see this, to be able to understand it, recognize it, and release it. So just let people know that don't be hard on themselves. It's just information. It's nothing that, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. It's just pure information. Take your judgment and ego also out. All right. So the present state, the sacral chakra is shining in the crown chakra, violet. So we should be shining in orange, and it is in violet. So now let's go back at the colors. Violet, someone has few boundaries. Okay. So what did it say? That this person lives out their emotions through empathy. Now, when you get to this desired state, a lot of the times it's going to all be the same until you see it is a bit darker here. So I let people know that, you know, it's all going to be very similar, especially if if the information is coming from the same chakra. So their desired state would be, I authentically live out my own emotions. And again, down here in the desired state description, this sacral chakra is shining in the sacral color orange. And it's fully anchored, like all of this is all going to be the same every time it's the sacral chakra. So then you go down to this last sentence. The experiences with one's own sexuality are perceived as happy and fulfilling. So let's go to this next one here. Is 86 out of 100. It's the second highest, 8. So this is showing up a bit more in this person's life presently. C1 through 6, C6. So if we go back and look here at the C6 is with your mental emotional, and this again is wrong acting. So then we have, this is coming from the emotional body, it's same information. But so people will say, well, why is it the same? Like, why are your top two, both the sacral chakra and both emotional body? Again, this is just the information that the Healy is picking up, that there are blockages in here. So my sacral, or whoever sacral chakra this is, you know, there's a lot of work that needs to be released that's being held within this layer. So then this person experiences emotional dependence on people. I mean, it looks pretty similar to the other one, but this time it's shining in the color yellow-green instead of orange. In this next desired state, I am free from the influence of my emotional world. And then going further down, the experiences with one's own sexuality perceived as happy and fulfilling. So the desired state description on both of these are the same. It's the desired state that is actually going to have that actual intention, that piece that when you vibrate the frequencies to them, that you're going to let them hold your phone, or you'll hold your own phone, and you can sit there with your intentions and read as the frequencies are being vibrated into your information field. The next one here, 83, 7, again, it's quite a bit more present. D, 1 through E12, I believe that was the grandparents. E12, from your parents, okay? So this information is being passed down from this person's parents. And then this is coming from the astral spiritual body. So let's go back and find the astral spiritual body and have a little reminder. Okay, it's governing your emotions and the bridge between the physical and spiritual layers, and is associated with loves and acts as a bridge between the lower chakras, connecting to the physical life and the higher chakras where spiritual being, where your intuitive activity takes place. And there's no division between the soul and personality. So let's get it back. Okay. Oops. So color, it should be the color green, but it's shining in the color orange red. So if we go back and look at the colors, red, you know, this is more physical of what it's talking about. Yellow, red as intellect and curiosity. Okay, so I always prefer to have like a little chart next to me while I'm doing this with prospects and clients. This person gives their love only when they feel emotionally connected. And so their desired state is, I am loving unconditionally. And their desired state description, through the unconditional love for oneself, unconditional love for others becomes possible. And again, we have another heart chakra here, more from the, got a C1. So C1 being emotional, wrong acting. And this is also from the astral spiritual body. This person cannot feel joy. And in this shining in the solar plexus color, yellow instead of green. And so their desired state that they would hold the focus on is, I am feeling groundless joy. And then it's the same desired state description because it's from the same chakra here, okay? Now, we're going to go to, this one is 79. This is a mental emotional. This is still wrong acting. And your ethereal body. So if we go to find the ethereal body, have a reminder of what that one was. This is the densest, most subtle energy fields in our electromagnetic body, and it consists within us and around every cell. Okay, so this has a lot more within the physical body. Okay. So this has to do with the throat chakra. This person can allow themselves more and more to accept something from others to enjoy it. Oops, sorry, clicked over. And this is shining in the color turquoise, and it should be the color blue. So it's in the same color scheme, but what did turquoise represent? Turquoise associated with communication and inner truth. And interesting, because it was your throat chakra. It's expansive and expressive, avant-garde, and risk-taking. It's associated with networking, travel, freedom, and restlessness. Okay. So then this person, I accept unconditionally and enjoy it. So then they would go through here. One's individuality is brought into the world through communication. This next one is coming from the heart chakra, from the astral spiritual body. And this person confuses emotional extortion with love. And they are shining in the color orange instead of green. So did we have an astral body before? We did. Okay. So then let's go with the color orange so we can see that. Governs our sexuality, fertility, self-expression, imagination, creativity, and growth. I am aware of the difference between emotionality and love. I can give unconditional love. And so, I mean, it completely ties in exactly to what the color was saying, for where this person is resonating at. Through the unconditional love for oneself, unconditional love for others becomes possible. And then this last page here is 73%. This is coming from the throat chakra and the ethereal body. And this person is expressing themselves through manipulation. They are shining the color yellow instead of blue. I express myself authentically and can respect the freedom of others. One's own individuality is brought into the world through communication. All right, next one is 64%, 8. This is showing up quite frequently in this person's life. D1E36, that was, I think, grandparents. That's good. Oh, ancestral. Okay, so this is coming from the ancestral information. So again, this is ancestral information, that's like when I was saying, like referring to, being passed down through the lineages. So if you're talking about, if you had family through the Holocaust or indigenous families, this trauma, these ancestral traumas are passed down and stored into this person's auric field. This person perceives lack of sexuality and shining in the throat color blue instead of orange. So if we go back to look to see what blue represents, that can indicate the person is a good communicator. Okay, and I am enjoying fulfilling and happy sexuality. This person is, this experience with one's own sexuality perceived as happy and fulfilling. And the next one here is a throat chakra, LMXV. So that's mental, that's emotional. What was that one? LMXV is here, LMXV. So this is wrong thinking, and in the spiritual layers of what's coming through. Oops, sorry. This person has to make a decision to whom they listen, to their father or their mother, and they were not allowed to love both their parents at the same time. They should be shining in the color blue, but they're shining in the color red violet. And their desired state is, I am equally accepting the advice of my father and mother. I love both my parents the same. So what you could do now is you could obviously vibrate the frequencies to the person you're doing this analysis with. I would, if you're doing it, like a one-on-one with somebody, I would, let it vibrate for 5 minutes so they can sit there and they can read and hold the intention and allow this to flow and release and to bring more balance into their auric field. Okay. You can also, after you do their analysis, now you have their information. So if they would like, they're like, wow, I deeply resonate with this, you could send them long distance vibrations after they leave. My favorite way to do that is I'll just text them, be like, hey, can you sit still and hold intention for however long you guys have discussed, whether it's the 36 seconds or the 2 minutes 50 seconds. So then have them hold the intention. You also can hold intention for them as well, and then vibrate out into their information field with that quantum connection. Next, you can also hit the actions button and you can email this PDF to your client or prospect, so they have this as well. So maybe they want to read it while you're sending the vibrations. Okay, they hold the intention, they center their mind, and they get to read this over and over through the extended amount of time that you do this for them. Is there any questions going forward? There's just one question here that I'm sorry, I can't translate. It's the top one from Miguel. If someone could help me with that so I could get the answer to him. It's in the question and answer. But other than that, if there's any other questions from this presentation, I would love to answer for anyone. Okay.
Hey, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish either. And I'm not sure, we have an interpreter on here, so maybe she is able to type in the chat. I'm not
So
sure.
what is the significance of 0% in the aura? That it's still information, because what did it say when let me go back to, because we talked about the present. Let me share this again. Sorry. Thank you for typing it out for me. I appreciate you. Okay, so because it was negative, it means that the issue is present, that it's not activated. So, and then the relevancy of if it's positive, it's important, it needs focus. So I'm assuming that this is just information that's presenting itself to you, right? So it's there, you see it, you recognize it, and just allow and accept this information. Thank you for providing it. And go forward with your analysis and vibrating the frequencies out to you. And yes, the slides, Inez, thanks for tuning in. We can easily, you can watch the replay on the channel, or we can get these slides out as well for the team if that's what's needed.
Hey, perfect. So do we have any other questions? Anybody wants to pop any questions in the chat? That was absolutely awesome, Colette. Oh my gosh, I love the way that you explained each little part of it by going back. It just is so much easier to understand, you know.
Yeah, so how I learned this, I actually found a really easy book at Barnes and Noble. So I mean, the
Really?
internet is full of information. I mean, there's plenty of easy books out there, but for me, like I really wanted to understand the layers. Like I like to dissect and understand everything. So that's the best way I learn. And so definitely go out and get yourself some books, look online. And yeah, I mean, I'm always here to help with any other questions. So
Perfect. Yeah, this is absolutely awesome. I love the way we're just doing like little bite-sized things each week, right? Where you can just learn a little bit more. And we have all of our recordings posted on the America's YouTube channel, which is awesome. You can always go back and watch the recording if you need to, take it a little bit slower or whatever. So, okay, so we have thank yous to you in the chat, Colette. And yeah, I want to say thank you so much for just the wonderful job you've done on this training. So. Okay, so with that, we will wrap it up and we hope to see you guys on our Healy 101 business call tomorrow and we'll be back on product again next week.
right.
Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.